Kentucky's newest winery has already won 2 prestigious awards and is located just 10 minutes from Catawba. Black Oak Vineyard is nestled in the rolling farm country between Interstate 24 and Princeton, Kentucky, and is the home of fine handcrafted wine. It was born out of the desire of 2 doctors eager to renew a family tradition from northern Italy. Their wine has been carefully and lovingly created to enrich family celebrations or a quiet dinner. Tuesdays through Saturdays, from noon until 6, Black Oak offers wine tasting and sales at their gift shop. They carry a variety of wine-related products, as well as a selection of gourmet Kentucky cheeses, teas, and coffees, along with other unique gifts. From Catawba, take Interstate 24 eastbound to exit 45 and turn left onto Kentucky Highway 293. Black Oak Vineyard is about 5 miles on your right. Turn right on Martin Road to the tasting room and gift shop. Kentucky is well known for down-home, country-style cooking, and it all begins right here at Broadbent's. They've been curing award-winning country hams, bacon, and sausage for over 100 years and are in their 43rd year of the mail-order business. Traditional cured, smoked, and aged Broadbent products have received hundreds of awards, but they made national headlines when their 16-pound Grand Champion ham sold for an astonishing $1.6 million in a charity auction at the Kentucky State Fair in 2010. Stop by Broadbent's Deli and Gourmet Market located at Catawba, just 2 minutes from exit 40 off Interstate 24. The gift shop features all Broadbent products as well as other selected foods produced in Kentucky. Enjoy a freshly made specialty sandwich or a cup of hand-dipped ice cream. While at the market, you can pick up a free mail order catalog. Broadbent ships anywhere in the continental United States. Market hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. From I-24, take US 62 just beyond Huck's truck stop. Turn left on Mary Blue Road and follow it to Broadbent's. Remember that far-off lonesome whistle of your childhood that signaled something big was approaching? Perhaps it was the cloud of black smoke that worked its way along the horizon, or the distinctive clanging of a bell as it slowed for the little station in your town. You can relive those thrilling memories at Caldwell County Railroad Museum in Princeton. The museum is operated by Caldwell County Historic Railroad Society and is dedicated to the preservation of railroad history and the restoration of railroad artifacts. It is open on Wednesday through Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Located in downtown Princeton, across from the Big Springs Park, the museum encourages you to bring the youngsters and sit in the big red caboose. All aboard!
Hey, son. So, you're turning 13, becoming a man. Your hormones are surging, starting to notice the girls. You know, maybe your body's doing some funny things. So, you want to talk? Or we could talk about drugs.
Yeah, let's talk about drugs.
There's no wrong way to talk to your kids about drugs, but you'll need to be ready. We can help. Visit our website at drugfree.org.
We always do everything together. What if one day I wanted to do drugs together? How will you turn me down? Just because I make a mistake, you don't have to make one too.
Relax in the true tradition of Southern hospitality and antebellum elegance at Maple Hill Bed and Breakfast. Our rooms are beautifully decorated and appointed with antique furniture from the Victorian period to go with our pre-Civil War home. Stroll our gardens or repose on many of our porches overlooking beautiful Lake Barkley. Breakfast is served in our main dining room or in secluded, out-of-the-way, quiet dining areas. Experience Maple Hill Bed and Breakfast. You'll treasure your time with us.
Welcome to another edition of Real Image TV. I'm Coleman Dixon. And behind me are 2 of the world's largest man-made bodies of water, known as Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. that's separated by a strip of land known as Land Between the Lakes, which remains today still one of the most visited attractions in Kentucky and Tennessee. During one of our visits, we found one of the area's best kept secrets, and today that's where we're going. So come with me and let's go find the forgotten treasure. Our story begins deep in the woods on a remote hill in Lyon County, Kentucky. Down a very winding and hilly one-lane gravel road is a place where historical significance appears before your very eyes. A little white structure stands alone, quietly, that has not only survived for 108 years, but also the forming and construction of Land Between the Lakes. In 1900, German Americans built the St. Stephen Church, seeking a local place of worship among a strip of land between the two rivers. It was said that Mr. Imberger, a blacksmith by trade, made the original nails and hinges that fitted the front doors to the little church. In the church's cemetery, you'll find the grave markers of its families and members. The last two that will be buried in the cemetery are John Imberger in 1942 and Anton Imberger in 1946. The little church was a symbol of strength and devotion for its members and their small community until their last service that was held in 1945. For the next 18 years, the vacant church would sit next to her cemetery as time passes by. In 1963, the creation of Land Between the Lakes, or LBL, was at full swing over the 170,000 acres located between the Cumberland and Tennessee rivers. The impounding of the rivers caused friends, families, communities, and schools, rich or poor, to relocate out of the area. Some had the opportunity to move their homes and businesses, while others packed their only belongings, trying to find new land and new life outside of LBL. After the relocation started, only a handful of structures would remain standing. All the other buildings, houses, schools, and churches found throughout the land would be burned or bulldozed to make room for this national recreation area. In 2000, a nonprofit group known as Between the Rivers Incorporated was involved in locating and cleaning lost and abandoned cemeteries in LBL. They had a dream of restoring the little church on the hill after encountering the cemetery a couple of years prior. Heavy undergrowth and fallen trees engulfed the property, but in the midst of all this wildlife, still standing was the St. Stephen Church. The property had been defiantly abandoned and forgotten. The old structure was in very poor condition, but amazingly still standing after all these years. After examining the property and making all the necessary adjustments in their budgets, BTR made the attempt to save the little church. They contacted the State Historic Preservation Office and entered into a cost-share agreement with the U.S. Forestry Division Service, who now oversees the lake plant. BTR was granted permission to preserve the little church. The Forestry Service helped in providing some material. However, BTR had to provide the rest of the materials and all the labor. BTR would raise funding through donations and other resources with an all-volunteer labor force. The work began on July 8, 2000, using photographs and oral history to help reconstruct the church, and by the summer of 2002, with over 4,000 man-hours, the century-old structure was completed. The significance of this little church lies within its foundation, of being overlooked and forgotten by the majority. One can only ask, how can this be the only church to remain standing in LBL? Only theories can be given of how the oversights even happened. Why is this still here after 108 years, spending 62 years unattended, receiving harsh storms and other destructive elements of nature? We can ask the question, is this an act of divine intervention, human kindness, or maybe even both? Only those who might take the small trip may find the answer to this question. To this day, the 108-year-old church is visited by people from all over the country. Even known artists visit to capture the beauty of the structure and its surroundings forever on canvas. And those who make the trip leave their signature and personal comments in a guest book that sits inside the front door. It was noted from history that no diocese had anything to do with the building of this church. The church and its grounds were never consecrated. We hope you enjoyed this video segment entitled Forgotten Treasure. So the next time, if you're ever in LBL, please take the time to visit this historical site known as the St. Stephen Church. And by the way, don't forget to sign the guest book. I almost forgot. To learn more about the history of this church, visit explorekentuckylake.com or betweentherivers.org. For Real Image TV, I'm Coleman Dixon.
You're watching Lakeland TV, your one-stop station for lake information.